What's up, YouTube? Welcome to Walla Echo. I'm Parker, and I'm here once again for the Raw Rundown, where I take a look at this week's Raw, and I give the parts that I enjoyed an up, and I give the parts that I did not enjoy a down. Um, this week is February 26, 2018, the day after Elimination Chamber. So we got kind of a little bit of fall off from that. Not a whole lot, but a little bit. Just so you guys know, I'm dealing with a little bit of sickness, so if my voice isn't all there, I do apologize. But with all that out of the way, let's jump into this week's Raw. Starting off with a match, actually, very surprising start indeed. To start with a match and not a promo segment, but unfortunately, the match was not all that great. So the match was a six-woman tag match between Asuka, Sasha Banks, and Bayley versus the Raw Women's Champion Alexa Bliss, Nia Jax, and Mickie James, who apparently is healed now. Who knows? The match, not very good in my opinion. To be honest, I'm just not a fan. Um, there's like this tension between Bayley and Sasha Banks that I don't care about because of Sasha like dumping Bayley off of one of the elimination pods at Elimination Chamber, or Chamber pods, not elimination. Um, and so there was that tension. So Bayley jumped down instead of tagging in when Banks needed her. Um, I don't know. I don't know where this is going. I don't know if Bayley's the heel, which to me that seems like the wrong decision, but maybe, I don't know. And I'm not really even sure if there's room enough on the card for this match at WrestleMania. I'm not sure. Maybe it is. I don't know. But the match did eventually see the faces, or I guess they're the faces right now. The ones that aren't obviously the heels, Asuka, Bayley, and Banks. They did pick up the win. I'm gonna give it a down. I just mostly because I didn't enjoy it. I didn't enjoy the whole Bayley Banks thing. It's not interesting to me. And that's going to be kind of the theme with some of these downs that I give. It's just that it's not interesting to me. If you enjoy this, that's more power to you. But I'm giving it a down. Next, we had John Cena come out, and he was talking about how he failed at Elimination Chamber. He failed at the Royal Rumble before that, and so he decided he was going to go to SmackDown the next night and find a way to get to WrestleMania for a match. Personally, I didn't enjoy the promo. I thought it was dumb. He, said about challenging the Undertaker and how that wasn't going to happen. I hope to God it doesn't happen because I don't want to see that match. Maybe if this was 3-4 years ago, that would have been different. But to be honest, the Undertaker after last year should just be able to retire. He should be allowed to, and just let the guy rest in peace. I know it's a little cheesy, but let him rest in peace. He needs his rest. It's not a match I want to see personally. And honestly, I hope that John doesn't have a match at WrestleMania. That's just me. I'm just not a huge John Cena fan. So for me, this is getting it down. My voice, to me, sounds really awful. I don't know if it sounds as bad to you guys as it does to me, but right now my voice sounds like crap. So once again, I do apologize. Next up, we had Bray Wyatt, who was going to have a match with either Rhino or Heath Slater or both. I don't know. The match didn't end up happening. Wyatt just attacked them before the match and beat them both up, which is sad for the two of them, seeing as, a little over a year ago they were, SmackDown Tag Team Champions, but, whatever. And then afterwards, he said that the fact that he attacked them was Matt Hardy's fault, and he wanted a rematch with Hardy. I think it was dumb because you've had this, after Elimination Chamber, they've had 3 matches, and Bray won the first 2. So I don't see why this one loss has affected Bray so much. I don't get the whole blaming Matt for attacking the thing. I guess it's probably because he's a psychopath, so it's not supposed to make sense. But I just did enjoy it. And as of this point, I'm not looking forward to a possible next match. But so it's getting a down for me, unfortunately. Next up, we had The Miz come out. And Kurt Angle had said beforehand, too, about his WrestleMania opponent. He said he's going to face somebody tonight, and that might determine his WrestleMania opponent. It turns out his opponent was Seth Rollins. They have a great match, a really good match. I don't remember a whole lot of like super highlights from it, but it was really, really good. And Seth Rollins ends up winning against The Miz, and so the match is getting up. Afterwards, for some weird reason, it was really weird, and Kurt Angle decides, you know what, Miz, you're gonna fight somebody else, which is really weird since Kurt's face and Miz is supposed to be heel. And, it seems really weird. So it turns out that Finn Balor is his next opponent. So he faces Finn Balor right after, and they have a great match as well. Um, and Miz ends up losing again. The match is getting up as well. It is really, really good. Both matches are good. I preferred, I think, Rollins personally, just a little bit better, but both were really good matches. And we kind of know where this is leading, though they haven't said officially yet, but we assume that it's leading towards a triple threat match. But once again, a little weird that we're having the one heel, kind of going against the two faces. You'd think it would go opposite way, but whatever. Next up, we had Roman Reigns come out, and this was interesting to me because, in a way, I don't like this um, because I get what they're doing, and I think it's really contrived. I think it's uh, not going to ultimately work. But I will say that I think that this was probably the best promo Roman's done, maybe his whole career in WWE, certainly in a long time. Definitely since WrestleMania, after he beat The Undertaker and he said his 5-word promo. That was really good, but this is a different kind of promo, obviously, so you can have your preferentials about that. But so we had Roman come out, and he announced to everyone that even though Brock Lesnar was announced before the show to be at Raw, Brock was not going to be there, and Roman started talking about how Brock doesn't care about fans, doesn't care about the company, doesn't care about anything. Um, and the thing with Brock is you never know exactly what's true or not when it comes to him, because it is easy to tell that he doesn't really like people. Like, he's not a people person. But I don't necessarily think that he doesn't care at all about the business, and I don't think he doesn't care at all about the fans. He's just not. He's just different. I think personally. And so, but Roman was like, I'm an company guy through and through. My family is this company, and me and the boys, we all year, like most all the year, we're gone from our family and all this stuff. And it's trying to put heat on Brock. It's trying to put heat on Brock, make him the heel of everything, and make Roman the face, the WWE guy, our guy, because he's the one that's here for us. The problem is while I think Roman did really well with his delivery, putting in emotion and stuff like that, I just don't think it's going to work because it's still Roman, even though he's not being booed like he was. Uh, I still don't feel like it's going to end up working out once they actually have the two together, either before the match or at the match, whichever comes first. I don't think it's gonna. I don't think it's gonna work like they hope so. But I did really enjoy the promo from Roman. It was good, so I am gonna give it an up. Next up, we had a 2 out of 3 falls match for the Raw Tag Team Championships between the Bar, Cesaro and Sheamus, versus Titus O'Neil and Apollo Crews. Um, I don't understand why they felt that Titus and Apollo needed another or deserved another title opportunity a day after they had just lost the titles. I thought the idea of a 2 out of 3 falls was kind of worked with the story they were building. That both like it kind of was both teams were going back and forth. Even though when it came to legitimate wins, it was obvious that the Bar was always victorious, and the only way that Titus and Apollo ever got a win was by a cheap roll up. So I didn't enjoy it. I didn't think that the two of them deserve another title shot. I just really don't like Titus O'Neil at all. The start of the match was really good. I thought it was going to be really good because Cesaro distracted Titus, and Sheamus went for a bro kick and got a pin super quick, kind of like he did with Daniel Bryan a few years ago at WrestleMania. And so I was hoping the second fall would be just as quick. And if it would have been, I would have gave this match an up. But the second fall took way too long to get to, and it was boring. And we knew all along that there was no way that the Bar were going to lose. But I give them the match a down just because I just didn't enjoy it, and I'm hoping to God that Titus Worldwide is done. I just don't like them. Next, we had a match between Braun Strowman and Elias. Um, the premise of this match was kind of dumb to me because apparently Elias was the one that asked for the match. To me, that's really stupid. Why would you ever ask for a match against Braun Strowman? I think that's the dumbest decision ever made, especially after he destroyed you the night before in Elimination Chamber. So that to me, first of all, didn't make sense. And second of all, the match wasn't good. It wasn't the kind of match that Braun excels in. It was too slow. Braun wasn't able to do as much, I don't feel like, as I think he should have. And then the match ended in DQ when Elias sprayed Braun with a fire extinguisher, which to me was a dumb decision because it extends the feud farther than it needs to. It's obvious that Braun's going to win any legit match that they have together. And so, with the decision of it somehow being Elias's idea for this match, and then Elias DQing together, that just gave it a down for me. And it is sad because I never want to give him anything that Braun Strowman is involved in down. But it's Braun is not the reason for the down. It's for Elias, which I hate giving Elias down to because I like Elias, but I love Braun Strowman. Legitimately love Braun. As you guys know, I proposed to Braun. I'm still waiting on Braun to get back to me with his response. I'm waiting eagerly by the phone every day. I hope he answers soon because I love him. Braun, please. And so we end the night with Stephanie and Triple H come out, and they say that there's an apology that's needed because of Kurt Angle's actions for the night before, where apparently he lied about what they said about Ronda Rousey because he's sick. I understand. I'm sick as well, and so I can understand being a little loopy, but I thought it was a little bit of a stretch. But Ronda Rousey comes out, and she's right furious, and she's charging at him, but then Kurt comes out, and he's like, no, don't do it. Let me explain myself. And so he gives the spiel about being sick and all this stuff, and so he's like, yeah, I need my job, and I lied, and so I'm sorry, and all this stuff. Uh, to me, it was just weak. I get that it was meant to look weak because we were meant to know that Kurt wasn't lying, and but I just didn't enjoy it. I just didn't like the way they did it, and then I thought it was Ronda said that Stephanie needed to apologize to her for slapping her, and then Steph looked like she was going to get all in her face and be all heel and stuff, and then she like didn't do that, and she like was super apologetic and all that. And I don't know, just I know where it's headed, and I don't enjoy it. I don't want this at all. Um, and so I'm giving it a down. I'm sorry. I'm just not a fan of the direction. I don't think it's. I think it's way too predictable, and I think it's just not gonna be entertaining, to be honest. And that's just where we're at. So that concludes Raw for this week of February 26th, 2018. The Downs do take the victory here. I think it's been a while since I've had the Raw where the Downs have won, but we got to do what we got to do. If you did enjoy this video somehow, even though I'm super sick and I probably sound awful, it sounds like I'm gargling nails right now to me. But if you did somehow find enjoyment in this video, I would appreciate if you'd hit that like button for me. It would make my day. If you want to see more content where I'm not sick, then hit the subscribe button so you don't miss anything for the future. And you can look back at our past videos if you somehow missed them, and perhaps I sound better there. And comment what you thought of Raw this week as well. But with all of that out of the way, I'm going to get on out of here. I'm Parker from Wawa Echo, and I'll see you all very, very soon. Peace.